there. It's been brought forward. Then we now get the totals right there. So the total from the beginning is going to be plus sum. You can see sum over there. We're going to add from here, moving down. Close the bracket. 60. What I did was I put the cash equivalents. Remember what I did to the cash equivalents? I picked 29 over here, but the way I put it, or I put it as if it was 2021. So I should have put it on this other further end over here, because that would mix things up over here. So I just pick this over here like that. I just wait for the plus sign, not that plus sign. I'm looking for this sign that appears to black. Like I just put 29 right there like that, and here 0. I hope you've understood that. I can really explain it. So this one is going to be 2021. Allow me to put 2021 so that I cannot be able to mix myself up. 2022 like that. I think that seems to be better. Or I can be able just to insert this moving down. Down. You can see down, the option down. It gives me down like that. And this one should also move down. Cut. Control V. 2021, 2022. So bold. So if this is 2022, we got 29, and that's where we put the 2029 over here. It is 22 over there. Remember the 65 over here, financial asset fair value, 65, we put it under 2022. So it was me who did an error. Apologies for that. So the bank overdraft over here changes the cash and cash equivalents is that the bank overdraft is given to us there. The bank overdraft should be 22, and here we are saying it's not be the sum. Here should be 00, because you're saying the bank overdraft for 2021 was 22, and which we've gotten right over here, 22. You can see the 22 relates to the year 2021. Right above over here, so that is 0. So now we're going to get the totals over here. Total. So this should be bolded. That, and we can say we're just going to get plus sum to give you a prompt. You click the first one, not sum if. That we go from there to down over there, and then we close the bracket. Enter. We get that as the total. We can drag this. We don't have to now do the same, because once we put the formula over here, we just drag it moving backwards like that. So this bank overdraft, ladies and gentlemen, should it be positive or negative? A bank overdraft should indicate that we owe individuals. So it should be plus minus like that. So plus minus. So this should be a negative value. So we can now do the format, yeah, like that. So we just put formatting. We click on this one that has got brackets like this, if you want this to be in brackets, and then you select Format Painter. This is now, of course, just presentation and all. We don't have to underline this over here. We just remove the underline there. So this one is negative, that's negative. So negative and so on and so forth. So once we have that, we can then move on to get workings on purchase of PPE. So purchase of PPE, put workings on purchase of PPE. So workings, purchase of capital, PPE, property, plant and equipment. So we'll still go by this, will be our guide, 2021 and 2022. So we begin by analyzing the balance at the beginning of PPE. Working, spelling. Working, I-N-G, working of purchase property, PPE. So you can put that as bold. So our first talking point over here is the balance at the beginning. the beginning. Balance at the beginning, we're dealing with 2022. So the balance at the beginning, we should be able to get from the balance sheet. You can see this is the 264. It was balance at the beginning over here. So we select plus that value. Why are we putting it under 2022? We're putting it under 2022 because the closing balance over here, becomes the opening balance in this year. So balance at the beginning of 2022 was that one. Place it down over here because we're not dealing with the working, it's down over here. Then we move ahead and assess the loss, revaluation loss, if there was any loss. Revaluation loss. So we are not interested in giving it whether it's bolded. That. So the revaluation loss would mean that we'd have to go to the balance sheet. So we just get the statement of the equity and liabilities section because we have the revaluation reserve here. So for us to get the revaluation loss, we'll have to get the difference between this one and that value there. So it begins by getting, we begin by getting the 2022 value over here, 67 minus the 36 over there. So plus, move up over here, plus 67. We are not going to put the figures. I'm just going to go over here, 67, because you're dealing with revaluation reserve, minus 36. Click there. That. Get 31. And so we need to highlight that, revaluation reserve. The permission. I hope it's not too bright, guys. So once we've done the revaluation loss, the difference, the revaluation reserves is amount of money that is kept in a revaluation account, so that if you want to finance any future expansion, or you want to maybe issue additional shares, then you can be able to do so using, of course, resources from this revaluation reserve. So that's revaluation loss. Once we have that, we move on to get the net book value on disposal. Net book value on disposal. Value on disposal. So the net book value on disposal we get it from the balance sheet. So the net book value on disposal, we should be able to try and get it from over here, from the balance sheet over here. Net book value on disposal, we can see it under the additional information. Property, plant and equipment. This is information that relates to PPE. PPE, property, plant and equipment, held by Bermuda Limited are items of property and equipment and freehold premises. During the year ended 30th June 2022, items of plant and equipment which originally cost at 40 million were disposed of, resulting in a loss of 6 million charged in administrative expenses. These items had a net book value of 28 million. So this is the 28 million that we're going to use over here. We're going to use it as a negative value. So negative. So I cannot be able to use it directly over here because it's in continuous prose over here. So just allow me to use it to hard code it and key it in like that. So we need it to be similar format there as this one here. Then we assess depreciation. Depreciation. So depreciation, we can be able to get it. Let's check the additional information over here. Number 2, depreciation charge for the year was 43 million. So depreciation, we include the 43 million as a negative value, like that. So we just use format painter to move along. So once we've done that, this also needs to be a negative because we're talking about a revaluation loss. So revaluation losses are given negative values, or is represented as a negative value. So you put negative there, then we open the bracket there like that and close the bracket there like that. So gives us minus 31. So format painter again like that. Once we've done depreciation, we need then to get the purchase of new asset over here. So purchase of new asset of new asset over here. So we don't have the value of the purchase of the new asset over here, but we already know what the balance of the PPE is. So the balance of PPE, or balance of property, plant and equipment. Pardon me for that. Balance of PPE. So the balance of PPE, with your permission, I'll just bold it like that. Or if I bold it, it will mean that it is a subheading over here. So let me not, let me just undo that. So this value over here, I can put the totals as like so, double underline like that. You can also do that for these values here. So you double underline that to represent that those are totals. Will be the balance of PPE over here. So the ending balance of PPE, we can be able to see clearly it's right over here. So plus that value there. The purchase of new asset will be the difference between 327 and these totals over here. So I'll insert a formula over here, plus 327 minus, open the brackets, the sum of the beginning balance at the beginning through to depreciation there. Sum there like that, put it like that, then we close the brackets and we say, okay, there's another bracket that I need to close because we're saying we have two brackets. So there's this opening bracket, so there are two brackets that need to close like that. And those are just function arguments, 165. So this should be the purchase of the new asset there. We need to have these workings over here because these workings will be contributory towards the preparation of the statement of cash flows based on IAS 7. So once we've done the working of purchase of PPE, we move ahead and now analyze the share capital component, which represents the final working before we prepare the final statement of cash flows. So we can say here, balance at the beginning. So I skip over here. So balance at the beginning. Balance at the beginning. What are we talking about balance at the beginning? We're talking about share capital over here. So share capital, pardon me. Once we have share capital over here, what are we talking about? We're talking about millions. So we just copy these values, copy. And what did we say above there? Paste special. If you paste, ladies and gentlemen, let's just do what we did. It will not give you exactly what you want. So we just come and undo like that, paste special. Paste special, and we want values. It gives you that. So then you can escape like that. Now we can say share capital relates to that part there. And you're also talking about share premium, if any, share premium. Here, and then we have now the total value right here, total value given to us there, and these are in millions, so we just do the same right here, are in millions. So what is the balance at the beginning right there? So the balance at the beginning given to us there is, let's see, down here. We can just come, we can see note number 3. Shillings 50 million of convertible loan stock were converted to 50 million ordinary share capital at par. So that does not relate to that, pardon me for that. I'm just trying to, this is the part over here that I'm talking about. Balance at the beginning. Well, this is convertible loan stock. That should not be the one over here. Just a second. This is the part that relates to share capital over here. Balance at the, yes, it's right here. It's this 150 here. Balance at the beginning, the 150. So we pick balance at the beginning share capital 150, but we do not do that. Pick plus the 150. I just seen it just now. We pick that. Enter. Then there is nothing to do with share premium. 0. Then the total should be given as plus that value there. Enter. Then we talk about conversion of loan stock. Conversion of loan stock. Spelling, conversion, loan stock. We have some information given to us there at the additional information. That is what I had initially read, thinking that that was the beginning, balance at the beginning. So 50 million convertible loan stock were converted to 50 million ordinary shares. So conversion of loan stock, how much? Just put 50 there plus 50. So the 50 does not represent any figure, it's continuous prose, so we just put 50. That. Do we have share premium for that? No. So we put 0 there, and then we just drag the formula here. Remember that plus sign? We drag it like that. Conversion of loan stock, after that, we try and assess the changes over here, changes. Over here, so we put 2 lines that go like so. So we come over here. So we try and assess the bottom border, and you can be able to put the top border like that. What is the effect? It gives us just that line like that. So the changes is plus that one plus that one. We get 200. And we just drag the formula like that. So it will always speak like that, so we just drag it like that. Here there is nothing. So you can be able to just put the comma format, come to comma, or we can be able to, you press Alt H. Now the comma format, you can see K, where the comma is, K. So what happens is that it puts dashes like that for items that don't exist there. So here we just put the same, the comma format, just click it like that, just for presentations purposes. So once we have that, then we can proceed on to identify the ending balances. Ending balance. There. So the ending balance, right over here, we assess the ending balances right over here from the expenses. You can see them here. 230 was the current, is the most recent over here. So we pick plus go all the way here like that, down 230. Enter. Once we pick the 230, the share premium, was there anything to do with share premium? You can see just beside it, right here. So plus, just come down here, share premium, enter. It didn't pick, so plus, I think it didn't pick, you can just come directly there, enter. And then we get the total over here. So remember, the total will be given based on whatever I've already calculated, but not in this format over here above, but we're saying, but it will just be plus that value. So that will be the ending balance. So what is the increase due to the new issue? Increase due to the new, of course, the new conversion of loan stock, the new issue. Over there, we can see we'll just subtract upwards, so plus that value minus 200, enter. Here we just pick the formulas right here, that plus sign like that, 60. So that is the increase due to the new issue over there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment of truth has arrived. We now prepare a statement of cash flows based on IAS 7. So with your permission, once we have these values over here, I can just start over here, scroll down here. Cash flows from operating activities. From operating activities. I'll bolden that. So we are interested in the statement of cash flows. So it's always good to write statement of cash flows for the year ended 30th June 2022 before we just go directly to write the cash flow from operating activities. Prudent as an accountant. So Bermuda Limited statement of cash flows, statement of cash flows